Ahoy there, Captain Benzie here, coming at you with another patch notes video for EVE Echoes. In today's video we're going to be reading through the patch notes for the absolutely monstrous August 5th anniversary update. This is probably the biggest update that EVE Echoes has received since it launched back in August 13th, 2020. Obviously since then we've had things like the E-War modules, we've had the Indomitable patch with all of Sovereignty, we've had the Exploration patch, we've had, a load of new ships and that added for Tech 10, but this trumps all of them. I cannot explain how ridiculously hyped up I am for tomorrow's patch. And remember, this is the first time now that patches are going to be happening on Thursday, as we'll talk about later. So, what I'm going to do today is essentially my usual patch notes video. We're going to jump in, I'll read through the patch notes, give my thoughts and opinions on top of that. There probably won't be much in the way of flashy graphics, so you can kind of treat this one as if it's a podcast. But hey, with all that said and done, usual things apply. Hit like if you enjoyed the video, let me know your thoughts and opinions on the patch in the comment section down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, ding the notification bell and select all notifications so that you never miss a video, because I'm getting a lot of people saying, oh, I didn't even know this video existed. That's why you missed it, because YouTube is terrible at recommending them. It just kind of goes, oh, you might be interested in this one of that channel you subscribe to. You dinged the subscription bell. You probably want to receive notifications when stuff actually appears. Anyway, let's jump right in and talk about the patch notes and not rambling on about YouTube's ridiculous algorithm. So, EVE Echoes will undergo maintenance on the 5th of August at 0000 UTC plus 0. This is midnight now on Thursday mornings at UTC 0. Now, I know this is not necessarily great news for some people. For me, that takes the patch out of Wednesday daytime and does it overnight for me on Thursday. So I'm very excited about this, but I know it does affect some people negatively. It's also worth noting that this one is 240 minutes. This is a 4-hour patch because there is a lot of content that they need to put into the game, check it's all working, and make sure that when we come back in that everything is, working exactly how it will be. This does mean we're more likely to get more than 5,000 skill points as compensation. I'm not guaranteeing that, but whenever it's been longer than the usual 2 hours, they have given more than just the original 5,000. But hey, we'll see. As I mentioned, in preparation for our August content update and increased requirements on our internal server maintenance, starting in August, our weekly maintenance time will be Thursday at 0000 UTC. This change will apply at the beginning in August and will be permanent. Now, we get some really cool lore here, which I love. In YC-122, a group of clone pilots anchored the first capsuleer space station in nullsec of EVE Echoes' universe. YC-123 is destined to be a remarkable year. The Sisters of Eve brought more life into New Eden by developing the resonance wave technology in the first half of the year. That is, of course, our scanning and exploration update with the narrow resonance and wide resonance scanners. In the second half of the year, the Concord is committed to welcoming more capsuleers into New Eden, so they've started a new capsuleer growth plan. New pilots who join New Eden will receive a more comprehensive pilot training program from Concord. New capsuleers usually panic due to their inexperience in combat when facing the brutal environment of low-sec and null-sec. The Individual Gaming Commission has established a mechanism of faction warfare simulation, faction Wargames, to help new capsuleers get used to the universe. The Sisters have also upgraded their resonance wave simulation technology, which can now discover a series of further hidden locations of data nexuses and relics. In order to welcome the arrival of brand new parallel universe of EVE Echoes, the Scope has also prepared a series of grand events for all capsuleers. I like that we get lore over this patch now. It's not just an update anymore. There is a reason for all of this happening, with actual sort of in-game reasoning, like, new developments in science and technology. That, to me, is always going to be awesome. But let's actually have a look at the patch notes of what this all means then. Number 1, Faction Wargames. Huzzah! Whoop! Hooray! I cannot explain how ridiculously excited for this I now am, and I can sit there and actually tell you pretty much all I know about this without worrying about what's been revealed and what hasn't. So, in order to adapt to the progressive war dynamics, the naval departments of Amar, Kaldari, Mimitar, and Galente have installed a faction warfare simulation system for all space stations and citadels. Capsuleers can join the simulated war at any station or structure. You can hone and polish your combat skills without worrying about losing your own ship. Capsuleers who meet the requirements can participate in training and earn loyalty points, which can be redeemed for selected rewards at the Wargames exchange. To join a battle, use the service menu at the lower right corner on the station interface and select training. In the Wargames, each capsuleer will be randomly assigned a faction and will need to fight against capsuleers from the other faction. The experimental map prepared for the simulation training is the Shattered Belts, where capsuleers mainly intercept and destroy industrial ships of the other factions travelling through the belt, or stop capsuleers from other factions from destroying industrial ships belonging to their own faction. Capsuleers can currently choose from frigates and destroyers, provided free of charge by the Commission. There is currently no plan to add bot players to the mode. So let's unpack this for a moment. What we now know, and what I can now say about Faction Wargames is this. You can sign up for this at any station. So you dock at any station, and like you would go into your menus and that down the side there, you just tap on Faction Wargames. You can then queue up, and it's a 10v10 mode. You can't queue as a fleet, it is a solo queue only. This is because it is designed for everyone to essentially have an equal fairness, and if you've got a group of 10 like notorious PvP players all queuing up against 10 random newbies on the other side, then it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. So the idea is that this is kind of an internal balancing mechanism. You will get dumped into a faction. I'm a little disappointed that you don't get to choose which faction you want to fly. So you get a choice. You'll be dumped into either Caldari, Minmatar, Galente, or Amar. And you'll have a selection of different ships. There's a stealth bomber, some interceptors, an assault frigate, a destroyer, just a couple of bits and pieces like that, and they've all been internally balanced. You'll pick one of these, jump into the arena, and then fly off, and there are a load of industrial ships for your side and for your opponent's team as well. And the aim of the game is to get 6 points worth of industrial ship kills. The team that gets that first wins after 15 minutes. If no team has reached the 6 points, then the team with the most industrial points will emerge as victorious. Now, it's not a PvE simulation. I've seen a lot of people in my comment section saying, oh, so we finally get arena and it's PvE. No, it's really not. That's like saying capture the flag is PvE because the main target is an inanimate object. This is kind of a search and destroy. You are trying to destroy your enemy's resources, they are trying to destroy yours, which means you are going to get caught up in battles blowing up the enemy fleet. If you just rush straight for the enemy's, for the enemy's ships, and they rush straight for yours, it's just a DPS race, and that sucks. The idea is that you have to attack and defend your own ships. You have to defend your own ships whilst attacking the opponents as well, and you're going to need to take out their fleets, because if you take out their fleet, you're putting everyone on a respawn timer, and that's time for you to go and actually blow up their industrial ships. Believe me, this is awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed this. So you pick your ship, you fly out into combat. If your ship is destroyed, you jump back to a respawn queue. During that queue timer, you pick which ship you want to go in again. You can either go for the same ship, or you can pick one of the others to try different things. Now, these are benefiting based on your skills, and that's why I kind of wish you could choose which faction you're actually going to fly as, because this does benefit someone like me, I've got small skills. I am trained in frigates and destroyers, I'm trained in small missiles, small lasers, small drones, small cannons, all of the different weapon systems at small, other than railguns currently, but hey, I'm working on it. Which means that if I jump in, it doesn't matter if I get Amar, if I get Minmatar, or if I get Caldari, I'm equally skilled into all of those, right the way up to Frigate Expert 5, and the Small Weapons Expert 5 operations and upgrade pretty much, Expert 4, actually. But if I do get dumped in as Galente, I'm going to have a bit of a harder time because I don't have railgun skills. Now, if you're a cruiser pilot, yeah, again, you probably don't have small weapon skills. Now, again, this isn't going to be huge. It does help in the arena, but it's not going to be a huge disadvantage. And I've mentioned before that people should be focusing on, having some small skills anyway. It's always worth being basically trained into frigates. And a lot of them do only require sort of basic level 5 training. Remember, this is a first mode for the arena. It's only the first mode. It is designed for tech level 5 plus players, most of whom are going to be piloting frigates and destroyers at that point. So yeah, I would like to see one that includes cruisers or battle cruisers in future, but considering there is a certain amount of manpower hours that we can actually use for this per mode, it makes sense that they've gone for the most accessible one first. So I do recommend getting your frigate or destroyer sort of command up to at least basic if you want to be taking this mode seriously. For folks like me though, who are Frigate and Destroyer mains, this is going to be a really cool way to get started. Those of you in cruisers, battle cruisers, and remember I do have cruiser and battle cruiser alts, those aren't going to be doing quite as well in the mode at the moment, although again skills aren't as important as your actual tactics on the field, so we'll see. We'll see. And it's really nice to see that there's no current plan to add bot players. It is going to be player versus player only, and I can't wait to jump in and start giving this a go. This then leads into the Wargame Exchange. To encourage capsuleers using the faction Wargames to get more training, various organisations have donated special modules of test-type modules, nanocores, drones, and ship reverse engineering materials to be given as rewards. This is basically a new part of the New Eden store, so like where you can buy your different ship skins, where there's the Concord store, and the Scholar Points exchange, that kind of thing. We now have the Wargame Exchange. You will earn loyalty points through your combat in the arena. You can then use those to buy things like non-tradable Concord test-type modules. These modules each have different strengths, but as they're test types, they cannot be traded in the market or with contracts. So these are going to be slightly more powerful modules, maybe some cannons, things like that you can equip to your ship. But you are going to have to earn these personally. You cannot then, just send these out onto the market and make a profit. The other things, though, you can. Empire-type drones. This is things like Republic Fleet Valkyries or Federation Navy Hobgoblins. The final tier currently of drones is available through the Wargame Exchange. Now, we don't know if that's going to be as blueprints or if that's going to be just as buying the drones, but these can be sold on the market. So either way, if you've got a load of loyalty points and you don't know what to do with them, buying those and selling them on the market is probably going to be pretty lucrative. Importantly here, Sisters of Eve and Mordu's Legion damaged hull debris. These are the things that you are going to be able to buy in order to reverse engineer the blueprints for the Garma, the Orthrus, and the Barghest, and for the Sisters of Eve, Astero, Nesta, and Stratios. So if you're interested in those ships, that's how you get the debris, which is awesome! Nanocores from other ships of the Four Empires, which I'm really looking forward to seeing what those do and how they work, and miscellaneous other rewards. Now, I will probably do an entire video on what the arena is like and talk about the loyalty store and how that all works, so do stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed, ding the notification bell. Number 3, a brand new capsuleer growth plan. Organisations have been placing great emphasis on raising the skill levels of new capsuleers as well as recruiting new ones. New capsuleers will get improved guidance, and the Concord has organised peripheral personnel to create teams to assist new capsuleers so that they can understand better and participate more fully in the New Eden universe. We hope capsuleers will collaborate more, as the New Eden universe can only prosper with the efforts of all its people. Our wish is for more people to join the universe. First point, we're a year into the game and the devs are still focused on the new player experience and getting new players into the game. That's awesome. That is a great example of a long-term plan. The dev team is not getting ready to drop this one. I am still utterly confused and perplexed as to why so many people are like, oh, NetEase likes to do this. They create a game and then they just, drop it. Really? Have you checked the Google Play Store recently and how old some of the NetEase games are on there that still have active communities? Hey, anyway, rant is not well placed here. The point is they're focused on getting new beginners in, which is awesome. The more new players we have getting into the game, sticking around with it, the stronger the community becomes and the better the game experience is. In the new training program, you will be guided by a Concord commander to experience the piloting of ships, how to use various modules, learn survival skills in the universe, etc., and to look for every opportunity to grow as a capsuleer. The current growth plan is still a beta version and only contains some basic tutorials. The story of the squad will continue to be written to bring everyone a better experience. So this is the start of things. We're going to be getting some new tutorials and things that will help new players learn how things like their capacitor works, how kiting works, how to avoid being destroyed as a miner, so that you don't sit there and get all salty in your DMs of like, oh, there's nothing I can do, you're a combat ship. Yeah, and you're a mining ship. You need to learn how to focus on that, how to actually use what you have. Number 4, corporation sovereignty support structures. Oh boy! With the rapid development of various factions in nullsec, several industrial giants begin to see new business opportunities. Upwell upgraded the design of corporation citadels and also launched a variety of ancillary structures to fill the construction gap across various areas. Upgraded corporation citadels provide a certain amount of energy anchor points which supply the fuel needed for various add-on structures. Blueprints for the following add-on structures are available on the market. Okay, so before we go into that then, energy anchor points. This looks kind of almost like the Citadel equivalent of sort of, I guess, Power Grid, where basically you have a certain amount of energy anchor points near your Citadel which you can use to choose whether you're going to build, which of these new stations you're going to build on grid with it, and anchor alongside it. Obviously it means you can't just keep building over and over and over and over again. It's a limitation so that you have to actually choose what you want on grid at the same time. Now the blueprints here are the assembly workshop, provides ships with higher efficiency. This is, I think, in regards to manufacturing, when you're building stuff, you'll use fewer materials or it'll go faster, things like that. The tax center provides corporations with more allowance when capsuleers defeat pirates in their territory. This is where you are ratting and you don't notice the bonuses, but your corporation gets those bonuses added straight to the corporation wallet. So it's a great way of helping your corporation get an increased income without having to increase your taxes. All for that. The Bounty Management Center provides capsuleers with more bounty when they defeat pirates in the territory. This is kind of like the tax center, but it goes straight to the ratters instead, increasing the amount of ISK they earn through ratting pirates in their territory, which I think both of those actually work really nicely together. The Pirate Detection Array detects devices that detect pirates in the system, can detect additional pirate strongholds, and can flag the first capsuleer to attack that pirate fleet. Ooh! So here that actually suggests that the Pirate Detection Array isn't just a marker, it will actually help additional pirate strongholds appear as well, so it might assist with spawning. I don't know, we're not clear on that. It might assist with spawning new anomalies, it might just be that whole thing that it marks which ones are base and which ones are systems, so you know just which ones to farm. The Station Lab, special physics labs that improve the success rate of reverse engineering of dead space modules. Nice, that's always nice. I do still hope that works with nanocores as well. I've got little hope there, as it does specify dead space modules, but I suppose nanocores technically come from dead space as well, so who knows. Analytical computer, sophisticated computers that improve the success rate of reverse engineering ship blueprints, and then capsuleers can place add-on structures as well as raise their level and capabilities in corporation citadels. So this looks like not only are you going to be able to build these and add them to your citadels, you can then actually upgrade them. If you find actually, I really like this analytical computer, you can upgrade it and increase the effects it has. And remember, these do not get destroyed. These do not get destroyed. They ultimately, when someone takes them down beyond their hull, they go into a reinforcement mode that means they lose all of their abilities pretty much. They drop to about 20 to 30% of their efficiency. The bonuses you get drop drastically, but it then goes onto a timer where it will then reinforce itself back up to full shields. Capsuleers can place add-on structures as well as raise their levels and capabilities in corporation citadels. A record of members' donations and construction will be kept permanently, and a list of all members who have contributed can be accessed on the corporation citadel page. A change of sovereignty will not change the list. That's awesome, because now you can actually see, you kind of get your name on a plaque in your citadel as, you know, so-and-so donated this much towards it. That's really cool. It's like when they open a new wing of a hospital and they tell you which ridiculously rich person donated all of their tax dollars to it. Upgrade Corporation Citadel to level 2 to see a significant increase in defensive capabilities. The change of sovereignty will not completely destroy this structure. To meet the needs of the new Citadel battle, a special module in Tosis Link is required to capture citadels that have lost their structure. After the citadel has been captured, it will re-enter hull reinforcement mode. So again, we talked about this a lot in the anniversary stream video, but essentially, once you have upgraded a citadel, it becomes indestructible once it's level 2 or higher. Basically, this means you get rid of its shields, you get rid of its armor, you get rid of its hull. It then goes into lost control mode, at which point players in ships nearby can start activating Intosis links. And if those Intosis links are from one side only, one alliance for example, they will successfully capture that citadel and it becomes theirs. This does work both ways, so if you lose your citadel, you put your own Intosis links on it, you can capture it back. If your opponent has some Intosis links and you have some Intosis links, the actual number doesn't matter, then that process is paused. It's only when there are Entosis links from only one side of the battle, currently affecting that citadel, that it progresses towards capture. Again, we'll talk about this more in a future video, but it means that citadels don't get destroyed anymore, you claim them, you capture them, kind of like you're playing a game of double domination in Unreal Tournament or something like that. You are capturing nodes that you can then dock at, which is pretty scary when it comes to warfare. It means that you're going to be able to build more citadels because more people are going to be interested in having them if they can't be destroyed. The idea is to have a citadel in every system in nullsec. That point, when you hit a frontier, there are going to be these battles and the actual boundaries between alliances will shift backwards and forwards as they defend and contest all of these different areas of space. The concept there is that essentially you could theoretically then strike right into the heart of your opponent's empire, claim one of their citadels, dock an entire fleet there, and be stuck there. Now, that's a double-edged sword. On one hand, you're now surrounded by your opponents, but it's also an excellent staging point. This adds so much to the game, and I'm super, super excited about that. Talking about things I'm super excited for, though, number 5, discovery of data sites and relic sites. So yes, we have confirmation now. They are two separate things. Many factions have a number of data nexuses and relic locations in various corners of New Eden which rarely get discovered. To discover these, the Sisters have upgraded their resonance wave technology and developed 2 analyzers, which we saw in that top secret video. Capsuleers can install 2 types of analytical module and resonance wave tech on their ships to detect these locations, enter them, and find valuable loot. We've provided data analyzers and relic analyzers which can be used to analyze encrypted containers in data nexuses and relic locations. Currently these containers are poorly encrypted, so there's no need to manually decrypt them. So kind of sad times there. The minigame, the hacking minigame, doesn't look like it's in the game yet, although it says currently these containers are poorly encrypted. Data decryptors which can adjust the material time efficiency of productions or success rate of reverse engineering can be excavated from these locations. These are the industry decoders that make it more efficient on materials but then make it longer on time, or reduce the time efficiency whilst increasing the cost of materials and things like that. Really cool little module. I'm quite excited by those. Some of these special decryptors can improve the efficiency of the industrial process, allowing industrial jobs to yield more products. As a result, more production material is wasted, but it consumes less blueprints or shipwrecks. Capsuleers can choose according to their habits, which is awesome. A new kind of integrated rigging module can also be found in these locations, which can integrate 2 to 4 modifiers of the same type under one module. Please note that the rigging's effect will be generally reduced. The blueprints of these modules can be found in data nexuses, and the materials found in relic locations, so you have to go into both different types. Currently, even when a set of integrated rigs has an estimated, Pender Insurance only pays for the separate pieces of integrated rigs. These locations are hidden in various areas of New Eden, currently unguarded, but don't take these locations for granted. Other capsuleers can also enter these areas through scan analysis and plunder the loot. So as I said in the video on the anniversary thing, yes, there are no pirates in here, but you can still be attacked by other players if you're in low-sec or null-sec. And of course, these are also going to be available in high-sec, but I assume they will have lower loot levels, the higher the security level. That's generally how these things work. The cool thing here, though, is that new kind of integrated rigging module, which can integrate 2 to 4 modifiers of the same type under one module, which looks like you can now improve your rigs. So you could have one rig slot using, say, 4 auxiliary thrusters. Now, that one rig slot's not going to be as good as 4 auxiliary thrusters, of course not, that would be insane, but it's still going to be better than just one auxiliary thruster. That's pretty cool, and that could change how things work, because if you could put 2 auxiliary thruster 1s together, and that's going to work out cheaper than buying 1 auxiliary thruster 2 and give you better results, that might help us with rigging prices. Who knows? Anyway, I'm pretty excited about that. That's really quite cool. Number 6, anniversary celebrations. This is, of course, like new events and crazy stuff happening in the game. In order to welcome the arrival of a brand new year in the parallel universe, as sponsor The Scope has prepared a series of grand events for all capsuleers. First of all, the Event Server Reward. All capsuleers taking part in the celebration will contribute to the event. Whenever the progress reaches a new goal, all capsuleers will be eligible to receive special commemorative items and other rewards. Hopefully there's some really cool skins there, and some medals and stuff like that, where essentially it looks like we're going to be working as an entire cluster. It'll be, hopefully, I imagine things like if we get, say, 1 million pirate ships destroyed, we reach the next level. If we mine 10 billion bits of ore or something like that, you know, it'll take up to the next level. Earn celebration tokens by participating in events and exchange them for rewards in the exchange store, which is prepared celebration nanocores, industrial decryptor supply chests, integrated rigging blueprint supply chests, celebration skins, skill points, and lucky vouchers to be exchanged. So there's a whole ton of exciting stuff there that you will be eligible to get if you are, actually getting involved in these events and joining in and having fun, which is awesome. The capsuleer bonus has been updated with some extra supplies to help capsuleers who had left New Eden to return and keep up with their progress. So there's kind of a returning player reward here. They're hoping that this update is going to be big enough to bring some of the old players back. I know plenty of folk who are interested in getting back into the game. They've just been waiting for the right time. I think data and relic sites are going to be a big part of that. The arena is going to be a big part of that, plus getting a whole ton of rewards and stuff like this. It's a great way to celebrate and get everyone involved and having fun together. Really excited. Lucky capsuleer tickets, by the way, exchanged with celebration tokens in the event exchange store, can be used to obtain rare rewards, including exclusive nanocore and celebration skins. Number 7, the Rift of Era, Treasury Nihilist Space. Some pirate forces have a special batch of skins to be shipped out which has been hidden in a special Rift Nihilist Space. They wanted to transport the skin to HiSec, but were discovered by an agent. As the agent announced their space signal key, the major factions established channels to this special Nihilist Space, now known as the Rift of Era. From August 5th to August 25th, the Rift of Era may appear in all regions of New Eden. Capsuleers can detect the passages through resonance wave technology, which will be wide scanning, and head to the Rift of Era via these passages. So it's a special Nihilist space, which consists of passages and supernova non-safe spots. Capsuleers from different areas will be able to enter non-safe points via passages, and will need to defeat pirates to collect loot nearby, which will give you anniversary tokens and skin supply boxes, which can be opened for permanent skins. Number 8, we have the Freighter Raid. Pirates have long been a problem for ore, so they plan to purchase some combat equipment so they can arm a convoy to fight against pirate forces. They're calling this plan Hunt of Vengeance. Here are the details. Ore has hired a marketer operator to exchange 30,000 plex for ISK in the market in advance, and use the ISK to acquire a large amount of supplies. The supplies were originally planned for use against the pirates, but have now placed in the freighter and are to be given out as rewards. After the purchase has been completed, Ore will use a special cargo ship to transport these supplies every day. These cargo ships will pretend to trade with pirates, so there will be pirate officials on the cargo ship to check the supplies and initiate the trade. My goodness, I love the lore here. Ore will reveal this information to the capsuleers in the hope that they can assist Ore in destroying these freighters and the pirate officers. The pirate officers will die when the freighters are destroyed. Their level 4 officer modules may drop or get destroyed as well. Both the pirate officer and the large amount of supplies acquired by the market operator will be on the ship. Ore have announced they will gift the capsuleer who receives the kill mail for that frigate with the level 3 pirate modules, which they acquire with a high price. SCC has listed these officer modules as tradable via contract, so whoever gets these modules can trade them freely. Ore has hired 4 special capsuleers to ride these frigates and will stream the event, but in order to stop the pirates from discovering their plan, the location data will be blocked from the stream. They're recruiting interested capsuleers to participate in the plan and help complete this operation. Capsuleers can get hints from the stream, such as the universe background, and figure out the location. Now, in short, basically over the weekend there are going to be 4 freighter events. These freighters are essentially gigantic loot pinatas that you and your mates are, challenged to come and claim. These are going to result in some massive battles, because of course not only do you want to be the one who pops the loot pinata, but you're also going to make sure that no one else can, which means you're not just going to be shooting at the freighter, you're going to be shooting at all the enemy fleets as well that have successfully located it, and doing your best to be the one to get the kill mail. Now of course, even if you're not the one to get the kill mail, when this gets popped, it's going to be just open loot. Anyone can grab it. It's a full-on loot pinata. So you are going to want to make sure that you kill all the enemy fleets nearby before destroying the freighter. It's going to be crazy. We did stuff like this in the open beta. Like when the open beta first closed down, the devs kind of appeared in a big battle, and if you could blow up their ships, not only could you get the debris, but you got all of their modules, and there were some, like, you know, medals given out for that as well. It looks really, really cool, and I can't wait to actually give this one a try. Like, I'm partially involved in this in the background. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing all of you out there in New Eden, and we'll see how we get on with it. Anyway, we then have the optimizations. Number 1, during the anniversary, August 5th to August 25th, new Nihilist space will appear in New Eden. Defeat NPC pirates in it to get a variable amount of anniversary tokens and rich anniversary celebration skin rewards. That's what we saw about that era space. In the revised beginners tutorials, the character's mission data for old tutorials has been cleared. Players now need to claim new tutorial missions. So all of the tutorial missions you've currently done, those will disappear. So if you haven't claimed the rewards for them, do so, although most of those are things like Mark III, Stasis Webifiers, that kind of thing. But just do it anyway, you may as well. Then they will wipe these, and you'll be able to access those new beginners tutorials to give it a go. Data for advanced tutorials, however, will remain there. The content displayed on the Intelligent Assistant, which is the little eye circular thing, and tutorial mission pages has been improved. Awesome. Added four new T4 trainer destroyers. I'm hoping that's now a trainer Thrasher, a trainer Coercer, Cormorant, and Catalyst. That would be awesome. I know I keep asking for new Thrashers and things. I did mean a Tech 10 one, but hey, this is something, and it gives new destroyer players something to jump into there. Added a low slot on the Punisher, the Breacher, the Tristan, and the Kestrel, so they now all have 3 low slots, which isn't huge, but at the same time is kind of huge. Like, I really want to get out there in a Tristan with a 3rd low slot. That now means you can have prop, tank, and weapon upgrade, or prop and double tank. That's pretty cool, and it's a big buff for those. The Kestrel is a brilliant ship, the Breacher, the Punisher, all of them are pretty good ships, to be honest, and now they're just getting better. From now on, all Tier 7 encounter missions and below, except for rare missions, will appear in HiSec. So Tech 7 and lower, all missions are HiSec, so hopefully some of the newer players who may have been struggling with like scanning in low-sec, there's only the rare missions now that are going to be in low-sec. Everything else will be nice and safe in HiSec, and it doesn't suggest any change in costs there. That's pretty cool. Red dot alerts will appear on the main interface, main menu, and fleet when a new member applies to join a fleet. It's happening! It's actually happening. We're getting the notification that folks have actually asked to join fleets so that you can actually jump into the menu and accept that. That's pretty awesome. Number 8, the pilot cultivation program rewards have been adjusted. Now the rewards are only available for new pilots. Makes sense. The review mechanism has been updated to make the trading process smoother. In addition, the review time for trading has now been changed so that it shows the total daily difference as opposed to the difference between a single transaction, and will be significantly reduced as the player's level increases. This is good news for pretty much everyone. This now means that things like those audit timers when you're trading stuff are massively reduced, and you're going to be able to, you know, not have to worry about that quite so much. Number 10, if the route of a regional delivery is entirely in HiSec systems, the delivery fee will be waived. That's pretty cool. That means you can sit at a HiSec system and just transport the loot straight to you rather than having to fly to the ITC to go and pick it up. That's really, really cool. Skills, construction, ships, and other gameplay are now available for Eve Sisters and Mordu's Legion, so you're going to have things like the Mordu's Legion and Sisters of Eve, reverse engineering skills. If you're interested in building those ships and the blueprints, get on that now. Nanocores can now directly be fitted to active ships from inventory, so you can just go into your inventory, find the nanocore in your station container, and then fit it via that, rather than having to go in via fitting. Nice little quality of life change. Players will not receive a welcome mail when they log into our game for the first time. Will not receive a welcome mail? I'm assuming that's a typo and it should be will now receive a welcome mail, because I think not getting one is not as good as getting one. It's just a mail. It's a nice little, hey, welcome to New Eden. Number 14, readjusted the scan radius attribute of narrow resonance scanner. Good. I'm hoping they have now increased this. And I know that's a nerf, but I'm hoping they have increased it, because this now means that you are going to need skills and rigs to hit some of those smaller ships. And bigger ships are more likely to get notified, which means all of those people complaining that, oh, no sec, and scanning is ruining the game, can now finally shut up and do something interesting with their life. Number 15, enable sorry, that's really harsh, but it's how I feel. Enabled contract transactions for all officer modules and closed compensation via insurance. Okay, so those officer modules that we've been talking about, which are the meta level 8 ones, enabled contract transactions for all officer modules. Oh no, wait, hang on. Officer modules, they mean the purple level ones. Okay, so they're now enabling the trade on those, and they are giving them prices which will allow them to be compensated, which is fair. I know some people are going to be like, what? So, you can, these modules get insured. Yes, because they're bloody rare, and it sucks to win something in an event, then accidentally lose your ship to something, and never be able to get that module back. I mean, obviously, there's still the opportunity that when your ship dies, that is the one that gets dropped and someone loots it, and so you're not getting it back that way, but it still exists in the game, which is fair. I feel that's fair. Number 16, added new data analyzers and relic analyzers, and their info has been added to the market. Excellent. No mention of how we get them. Oh no, there we are, that's the next part. Large and medium anomalies now have an increased drop rate for ore data analyzers and have an increased drop rate for interbus relic analyzers. Awesome, there we are, so I just need to go and grind a whole ton of large and medium anomalies in order to get myself some data and relic analyzers. Exploration is going to be one of my big things, along with Arena. You'll probably not find me out so much in combat ships these days. I will mainly be exploring, and whilst exploring I'll be docking at stations and, participating in Arena. I think that's going to be my game plan for a long time now. Number 18, added more data analyzers and relic analyzers to storyline supply chests. Good, that's a way of helping those get onto the market. Added neutral spawn data for relics and data nexuses to the spawn list. They spawn every 4 days and 12 hours. Okay, that's interesting. Hopefully they are going to stagger the launch of those, like they did kind of with Nihilist Space, although that is admittedly, I think, a bit faster than Nihilist Space was. Added skin for Cold Iron, Wirkomi, Copsis Edge, and Valkyrie Glory. They can be traded with contract. Excellent. The Valkyrie Glory are awesome skins. These are all ones that are featured in EVE Online as well. You can actually view them in the game now, and it's nice to see those are being added. Number 21, added Cold Iron Festivity, Wirkomi Festivity, Copsis Edge, Valkyrie Glory supply boxes, open them for rare skins. So these sound like these are the skins that we're going to be getting as part of the event. That's how we get those. They've been in the game for a while now, and you've been able to view them. We just had no idea how you get them. Added integrated rigs and their related industry jobs and market info. Awesome, so there are industry jobs that are going to affect integrated rigs. Added the new device hacking skill. Learning the skill increases the success rate hacking special devices. So there's no mini game at the moment, but you can still fail to, succeed. Fail to succeed. That's what failure is, Benzie. You can still fail to actually hack, and then you'll need to run the whole thing again. So that makes sense, and I do hope they add that mini game in the future. Item data drop. Added drop data for relics and data nexuses. Yep, cool. Obviously makes sense. Updated estimated price according to current market transaction records. New event, the Pilot Growth Fund. New event, clone purchase gifts. Pilots can claim different rewards based on the total and mega purchase time shown in their history. This, I think, is the thing that we saw on the Chinese test server. So this is possibly things like the Gnosis, the Praxis, and the Suneasis. And again, my apologies for butchering that. I know it's Greek. I don't speak Greek particularly well, or, at all. But those 3 ships, plus a load of other stuff there, based on the amount of time you have purchased a Mega for. Bug fixes then, finally. Fix the issue where some green and blue nanocore reset material levels were incorrect. Fix the issue where the nanocore icon was incorrect. Fix the issue where some pilots could be attacked in high sec in some rare cases. Why do I never find this bug? Like, I would love to blow people up in high sec. But no, I find out about it in this. Change the icon for the screenshot button on the main interface. Awesome. Fix an issue where special effects of disruption modules jitter for some unknown reasons. This, I think, is like, for example, if you watch the target painter, you'll notice it kind of just jitters backward and forward, and it's the same with like disruptors and scramblers. It's an annoying little graphical effect, so I'm glad that's fixed. Fixed an issue when various large patches would lead to reduced performance on some devices. This is the Snapdragon thing they're talking about. If you're affected by this issue, please repair your installation, or you can download the latest client after the server goes back up. That's actually a pretty big one for me. I got caught with that recently. I was hunting with the worm in low sec. I killed a venture trainer, yeah, go me. Killed a venture trainer, sat there for the 10 minutes, waited until the crime timer had disappeared. I then hit warp and warped to gate, only to be destroyed. Now, on my side of things, I had no crime timer. Apparently, according to people who were sat at the gate, I still had a crime timer when I arrived, so there was a definite lag issue there. Fortunately, the ship has been restored. Customer service were really, really great with that, so I will be repairing. That does appear to be a Snapdragon problem. So yeah, we'll hopefully get that one sorted. But my goodness, how long has this video been? I'm running out of breath here. Like, genuinely, I'm gaining a sore throat from the amount of awesomeness I've just had to describe to you all. This is an insane amount of stuff on the patch, and I will be covering each of these piece by piece. I will do a video on the Wargames. I will do a video on the new capsuleer stuff. I'll do a video on the new exploration. There is so much here for me to cover. I am going to be so busy. Poor old Infinite Lagrange. I'm not going to have a chance to actually... I've got crikey know that that's... I'm about to get the new server open in that, the Phase 2 server open. It's in a couple of... Oh my goodness. My life has just ended, and I am now stuck playing mobile gaming spaceships. Anyway, folks, let me know in the comment section what you are most excited about here. There is... I don't know where to begin. I don't know what I'm most excited about in this. It's somewhere between the arena and exploration. So I think I'll probably say Sisters of Eve. Because I get it via arena and I'm going to use it in exploration. Although I really want a Gamma as well. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Help me, folks. Tell me what you're looking forward to the most. Maybe that'll help me decide what I'm looking forward to the most. Otherwise, thank you for watching this lengthy patch notes video right the way to the end. Happy birthday to the new Eden and Eve Echoes. Congratulations for the dev team for reaching that first anniversary. I'm so happy with this game right now. Like, I know people keep saying, oh, it's dying, it's dying. Really? And then we get content like this. I cannot wait. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Happy sailing. Enjoy the anniversary. Stay safe and see you in New Eden.